Hey everybody, this is Mr. Bullock, and I'll be teaching these new lessons from our new textbook, our Integrated 1 Math textbook. So this is the very first lesson in the book. This is part 1, Solving Equations. Okay, so if you want to find more lessons, you can find all of your lessons at www.mrmathblog.com. Let me show you what that looks like. When you go there, there's Mr. Mathblog right there. And then, so there's all kinds of classes up here. So we're going to be in this Integrated Math 1 class right here. So I only have 2 lessons up there. So when you get into Integrated Math 1, that's going to be this one. So you just click on the link, and then you'll see these lessons go on. So there'll be more up here as we progress throughout the school year here. So let's go ahead and get going with this here, you guys. It's kind of a fun lesson, I think. So our essential question is, how do we solve an equation in one variable? Okay, so when you're solving equations, we do order of operations backwards, you guys. For example, if you're considering opening a business, you must consider how many sales it'll take to finally earn a profit. And to find the answer, you just start by figuring out how to calculate profit from the number of items you sell. Each item contributes to the profit, but there's always a fixed cost that takes away from your profit no matter what, how many items are sold. Like, for example, say you're renting a place to do your business. Well, there's a fixed cost of rent that you have to pay no matter how many items you sell. So here we're going to use equations in one variable to calculate profit here. So here we're solving equations by guessing and checking, or by working backwards. So an equation is just a math sentence that uses equal signs to show two expressions are equivalent to each other or equal to each other. The expressions, they can be numbers, variables, constants, or a combination of those. So the solution to the equation is the value or the values of the variables that can be used to make the equation a true statement. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, let's try one. Let's work backwards to find the solution of the equation x minus 9 equals 5. Now I know you guys can probably do this no problem in your head, but if you get 5 after taking 9 away, then x was 9 greater than 5 before we took 9 away, okay? So if we took, it's just some number minus 9, so what we're going to do is 9 greater than 5 just means 5 plus 9, okay? And so 5 plus 9 is just 14 right there, okay? Well, that's easy enough. So to check your answer, is 14 the value of x before we take 9 away? So is 14 minus 9, does that equal 5? Yes, that equals 5. So the solution of the equation up there is 14, okay? All right, so properties of equality. These are the properties, and you've probably seen these before, but we're going to be using these properties a lot in this lesson. So we got this chart right here, and so we have the addition property, the subtraction property, the multiplication property, and the division property. And you've done these before, you guys. The addition property just says we can add the same number to both sides. So for example, here's an equation. An equation has an equal sign, so 3 equals 3. Well, here all we did is we added 2 to both sides. Well, if 3 equals 3, then 3 plus 2 will equal 3 plus 2. And that's true. 5 equals 5. Algebra-wise, if a equals a, then a plus some other number c will equal a plus that same other number c. Okay. All right, subtraction just says we can subtract the same number on both sides. Here we did 7 minus 5 equals 7 minus 5, and the same thing with subtraction property, a minus c equals a minus c. The multiplication property just says we can multiply both sides by the same number. So if 3 equals 4, then so does 3 times 4. It also equals 3 times 4, so 12 equals 12. And probably you're going, well, duh. Okay, and there's the math of that. And the division property just says we can divide both sides by the same thing. We just can't divide by 0. We'll explain that later, you guys. So as long as you're dividing both sides by the same number, then we are safe. So let's solve the equation by using the properties of equality. And you guys, I'm sure you've done these before. So here what we're going to do is use the subtraction property of equality. And so 3 plus 5 minus, we're going to go ahead and take away this plus 5. We're going to do the inverse. And so since we're going to get rid of this plus 5 by doing minus 5. But if we do it to this side, we got to do it to this side. So we're going to minus 5 on both sides, okay? Let's clean it up right there. So the 5's cancel. 5 minus 5 cancels. So we're just left with 3x. 11 minus 5 is 6. And your textbook likes to call this combining like terms, or simplifying, that's okay also, you guys. Alright, so now we have 3x equals 6, so now we're going to use the division property and divide both sides by 3. Okay, and so then the 3's cancel and x equals 2. Okay, you guys remember doing that? And they just call that, let me go back, they just call that simplify when you take that, the 3 over 3 cancels, and then 6 over 3 equals 2 right there. Okay. All right, so let's keep going. So we're going to go ahead and use the addition property. So we got a -2, so we're going to go +2 +2. So we do order of operations backwards. We do all the addition and subtraction first, and then the division and multiplying second. So we're going to go ahead and go +2 +2. Okay, let's clean it up right there. So combining like terms, or simplifying, or cleaning it up if you want to. Now here we're going to get a fraction. So now we're going to use the division property on both sides, and then so we get 29/6 is our answer, and just leave it like that as an improper fraction. That's okay. Okay, well, you can change it to 5 and what's that, 4/6? That would be okay too, or 5 2/3. Okay, let's do that with this one here. So I think this is number 3. Isn't this number 3 right here? Yeah, so this should be number 3 right here, you guys. So let's see if I can fix that right here. So oh, we got a big bold 3 there. Okay. So there's going to be number 3 right there. So my video is going to have me copying and pasting all the time. Okay, so so here we're going to use the subtraction property. So we're going to subtract this 6 on both sides right there. So -6 -6. Okay, and then so can clean this out. 6 minus 6 cancels. 15 minus 6 is 9. Okay, so then now what we're going to do is to get rid of this 1/3, this is the same as 1 divided by 3, so we're going to multiply both sides by 3. Okay, so now we're going to use the multiplication property to multiply each side by 3. Okay, so when I multiply both sides by 3, this 3 and this 3 are going to cancel, and then 9 times 3 equals 27. Okay, and you can think of this right here, 1/3 of 27 equals 9 right there. Okay, so x equals 27 right there. Okay, piece of cake, huh, you guys? All right, let's try one with fractions right here, you guys. So this one would be number 4 right there. Let me fix that here. 4. Let me just slide that up right there. Okay. Okay, so now on this one, you guys, there's several ways to do this, you guys. What you can do is you can subtract 3/4 from both sides, and then you'd have to get a common denominator. And then just look at all these denominators right here. Look at this 3 and this 4 and this 12. Can you see a common denominator is 12? They all go into 12 evenly. So what I'm going to do is get a common denominator of 12 in each one. So I'm going to multiply this fraction by 1, but the 1 will be 4 over 4. That way I get 4 times 3 in the bottom. This fraction will multiply by 1, but the 1 will be 3 over 3. That way we get 3 times 4. And this one already has 12, so we don't have to do anything with that. So there we go. We multiplied each one of these fractions by 1. This one is 4 over 4. Then I get 4 over 12. Here I get 3 times 3 is 9 over 12. Okay, so this is going to be 4 over 12y plus 9 over 12 equals 11 over 12. Okay, now what we're going to do is subtract out the 9/12 on both sides. Okay, so this is the subtraction property, and then when I subtract those off, 11/12 minus 9/12, well, it's just, you just subtract the numerators. 11 minus 9 is 2/12. Okay, and then what you can do to get rid of this this fraction part, let's multiply both sides by 12 right here. Okay, so we just multiply both sides by 12. The 12's cancel. We're left with 4y. Over here, the 12's cancel. We're left with that 2 right there. So now we can do the division property. Okay, so the division property, we divided both sides by this blue 4, and then those cancel. So we're left with just y equals 2/4, and if you want to, 2/4 reduces to 1/2, you guys. All right, if you are in my class, I would assign that for your homework. Take care.